Alright, I'm gonna tell you right now, this video is gonna suck to film, the intro is gonna suck, and everything's gonna suck except the analysis that I give you guys because it took a long time for me to do this, and some things that I charted out absolutely have blown my mind. So a lot of times, and a lot of people as well have been tracking the cycle on AMC, but I found out that the cycle's a lot more simple than we think, and I think this is where our downfall comes in, and where potentially IOUs are being formed in people's accounts. But I wanted to touch on this video. All I ask in return is for you to hit that like, hit that subscribe, because this is going to take a shit long to edit. It also took a shit long to make, and a lot of brain energy. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So to not lose your attention here, let's focus on one segment at a time. The first section right here. If I take the measurement tool and I show you the given price range, I want to show you that from the peak of what we have laid out, right, from the peak of the first run to 21 bucks, down about 18% or so, you will see where the candlestick peaked at. Okay, so these are two different things. This is a top wick. This is where the candlestick actually peaked at on the weekly time frame. Again, we're on the weekly time frame. Now, if you take the same thing, the peak again as well, and then drop it down about 28% or so, you will see that this is where the stock got rejected twice before a run up, right? This other white dotted line here. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. Now, for the last thing, third but not least, the top wick all the way down about 62%, right? This is the quote-unquote low, I would like to call it, where the stock hit, and you can see it formed right here on this candlestick as resistance and then support, and then based off of here and here on out. Now, keep that in the back of your mind. This is the first section I wanted to go over, and this is the first kind of layout I wanted to touch on, because I think this is its own part, right? You had its quote-unquote squeeze or rip or so, the pennant before the next rip. So we focused on this. Now I wanted to touch on the second setup we have right here, and this is where things took a turn for the worse on AMC. This is what I find interesting, right? So we're going to take the top wick again, drop it 18% to the candlestick, and this is where the run up actually would have topped out without top wicking. Well, this is interesting because both of these are 18% down before the candlestick top wick. Now again, okay, that's fine. That's not anything serious. Let's drop it 28% like we did before. You will also see that this is where this comes into play. The resistance touch point, right? It's the same setup as back here. The same exact thing in the resistance touch point, and then you come down and you get kind of another wick right here. And then finally, let's check out if the 62% matchup also matches up. So if you drop 62%, this is where it's going to bring you. And this is exactly the point of turn / the point of control I talked about before on the channel, right? This is where the chart had its little mishap. Everybody thought, okay, this bull flag, this bull pennant is going to ping pong and break out to the upside because everybody's holding yada, yada, yada. And then it broke actually to the downside. And this is where things essentially took a turn for the worse. So guys, my audio cut out mid-video, so I just want to explain it real quick in like a 10-second breakdown what we went over until I skipped to the actual important part of the video. And pretty much what we went over is that the third sector that I wanted to pay attention to where we are at now after things took a turn for the worst, from here to here is 18%, again, where it rejected twice, and then here down to here, it's 28% where the wicks topped off, and then again, another 62% would bring us down to our low on AMC. So AMC did hit a low. This just showed that it is ready for a reset in the cycle. And then the other thing that I did talk about was where things took a turn for the worst. All I did was copy and paste the bars pattern, and then I'll show you where we're at now. You have a major move up or a major move down, and that is what we saw. Okay, you see it right here, major move down, little move up right here, and that's the end of one cycle. And again, cycle starts, sell off, okay, inverse cycle, inverse at the end. Again, this can track all the way here. Cycle runs up, you see a major move in the stock right here, ran up to 20 bucks. Cycle shifts up, you see a major move right here. Okay? Let's check it out. Let's just confirm this, right? Let's just confirm. Cycle moves up, major moves right here. Again, cycle moves up, inverse cycle, huge move to the downside. This is as simple as it gets. Huge move up, huge move up, huge move up in the cycle. You started to get a little bit of a move, little bit of a move up, little bit of a top wick here. And again, you're coming up on this signal where I'm not going to be the one to say it because I don't give financial advice, but AMC is looking like, depending on if this plays out inverse or not, right? If this tracks among this green line that we have drawn out, what this is going to do is essentially bring AMC on the next big run up or the next all-time high, whatever it may be, if this follows. If we break under this, it's not the most serious thing, but I'm going to start looking for that 62% drop. First, I'm looking for that 18%, then 28%, then 62%. So I want to keep that. I want you to keep that down. Write it down in your notes. Okay, 18, 28%, 62. This is where AMC cycles play out. And whether it's inverse or not, you can tell whether you can play calls or puts. Personally, I would never play puts on AMC, and I don't plan to. I personally plan on playing calls. This is a beautiful time to play calls. If this does play out, you're seeing a major move to the upside. Not only is it a major move to the upside, again, based off of the cycles, but it's, again, based off of the percentages and where the stock rejected twice before a major move. Major move up, stock rejected, slight rejection, right? We're following the percentage points before a major move to the downside. And then same thing right here. Huge move up, rejection until a move essentially to the upside. So overall, guys, keep these really written down in your notes. And what you can take from this is if it's playing through a cycles, once you track it from the peak down 62%, you can say, okay, this thing's about to reverse. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice, but I really hope you've taken something out of this. This taken a while to chart, but it's honestly worth it in my opinion. And if I were going to leave you off on, well, lottery stocks, well, what do you think is going to happen then? Again, this is on the weekly time frame. This isn't the daily time frame. This is what it's showing, right? This is just the traction of one cycle. This is what I tracked right here before the January run-up because I think that's what we're most similar to, right? If that's not the case, then we are in this part of the cycle, right? It can look like this as well. It can look like either of these. Either way, if these play out, you're coming down to the low at support, right? 826 or 774, whatever I said before, for the percentage zone before that major move. Either way, these are two of these cycles that I think could potentially play out or when AMC does get its rip. Again, one is this is what I'm saying, guys. Look at the difference between these. One is inverse, overlaid on each other, and I just tracked them based off a cycle standpoint. Okay, this is what I got for you for this video. Please consider smashing the like button, but most of all, share this video. Honestly, I just want this video shared to more people. Please share this video, hit that subscribe button, get your 10 free stocks down below, etc., etc. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.